We are back in the film room. We are looking at the left tackle position from Week 14 against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday Night Football. And let's get straight into it. DJ Humphries, obviously the main focus of this video that we are going to look at. That is number 70 right over here on the left side of your screen. That's who we are going to be looking at for the most part. A little bit of Wanya Morris at the end, of course. DJ Humphries went down in the middle of this game, and Wanya Morris came in for him. So let's take a look. This is from the opening drive of the Chargers game on Sunday night. Humphries does a good job at first, kind of getting back. But this was kind of a theme of the game, I feel like, and we'll get to it. But good rush outside. Pretty sure that's Bud Dupree. Gets a little bit of pressure. Plenty of time to throw, though, and, get what they needed to get done there. But not the best rep right there. And here's that same kind of thing right here with DJ Humphries on the second play. So, again, left side number 70 is what we are looking at here. And I do believe this time it's Joey Bosa that this rep is against. Getting pretty far outside, too. You just look at the separation between the two. Getting pretty good separation. So, you got to drop back to block. And you got Bosa coming in. Not only are you trying to get back, you're also trying to guard against, him getting around you, essentially. And the Chargers did a good job of this all night when rushing DJ Humphries. I don't think Humphries was necessarily ready. Gets pushed back big time right there. Does a good job, though, staying on his feet. We talked about this with Jawan Taylor a little bit last year. I know Dan Harms also pointed out on one of his film reviews of keeping the base. Great job of just keeping his base, because, he comes in and, he pushes him back. But DJ Humphries always level, always keeps a good base, does a great job protecting the quarterback. Bosa tries to move back up, isn't really able to, incompletion to Kelsey. But a solid rep right there, I think, for DJ Humphries, just showing what he can do. Right here we get a little bit of play action. Pat Mahomes trying to roll out. Ends up taking the sack, and I do believe this one was on Humphries right here. Maybe not. Now, Humphries is the guy out there holding his block for a moment. Now this is on Mahomes. He holds on to the ball too long, which, it happens. We'll go back to the other side of this real quick. Or the other view. Just kind of see what's happening. Doesn't really have anybody right here. You got two carrying worthy, one-on-one out here, two-on-one in the middle. Something in the flat route that would immediately be tackled, though. So I do kind of get why Mahomes tries to get as much time as possible, but you just can't ask your lineman to hold a block that long. And it looks like maybe even a late jump for Humphries right here. Everyone on the line is moving except DJ Humphries on this play right here. And again, the timing. You got a guy that is literally just coming into his first NFL game in Week 14 of the NFL season. Like, he's not going to be the best version of himself. And this is a Pro Bowl left tackle we're talking about right now. Which, if that means anything. But solid rep right here, I think. He ends up getting beat. He does there's a couple of plays here where he gets away with just enough without getting the hold. Obviously, if he brings Bud Dupree down right there, that's a hold. He beat him. So I think some younger linemen may have ended up holding on those plays. This is one. Mahomes just gets walloped. Still a problem against Cleveland to a point, I think. Tooney, of course, slid in at left tackle with DJ Humphries being out. But I wanted to do this breakdown either way just to see what we're looking at upon DJ Humphries' return and really kind of look in depth into this Chargers game to see what was going on. Because out there, I was at this game, and it did really feel like the Chiefs' O-line was just getting wrecked most of the game. And I don't think it was as bad as what it seemed. Derwin James right here is going to get a sack on this play. And again, I just want to point out Humphries that way. Everyone is sure exactly who the man in question is right here on the left tackle side. The tight end is there to help. They get another tight end in motion. Get kind of he didn't put a hand on Khalil Mack at all, which I don't know if I like or not, but again, you got a running back there in Pacheco. He's helping out. They've obviously identified this side at this point. This is the fourth drive of the game, so I think this is like early second quarter. So already Pacheco's standing the block. You're already beat around the edge, and this is kind of what I was talking about a minute ago. Boom, you just get that. If I can draw an arrow. The edge to just get past him. Scoop past Humphries. And that was kind of their MO for most of the night, I think, after they figured that out. Just from watching the film on it. Khalil Mack takes the inside against Tooney. They get to the outside, and I mean, he just beats him to the edge. And that's Derwin James, which is tough. That's a safety screaming down, on a blitz that you're trying to get to. And I mean, he gets right past Pacheco easily as well. It's pretty much done for on that play. Same drive. DJ Humphries over there on the left side. Gets a little bit of a chip from Kelsey, it looks like. Pacheco's kind of expected to go back. And then, honestly, I'm not sure what lineman that is that turned all the way around. That might be Creed. It is. Shout out Creed Humphrey on this play. We pointed one out against the Chargers earlier last week when I dropped that film breakdown. But if you look at Creed Humphrey right here, he just makes, I don't know if he's looking at it. I can't see just with how small the screen is on my laptop. But it looks like, he's got to be looking right at it. Because, this guy, whoever is over here on this left side is just getting through easy. Easy money right there. Slice and dice. You got a tight end and a running back to worry about. That's easy money for a pass rusher. Creed Humphrey turns around, helps, and maybe part of the play design. I don't know. I don't know what the hell Andy and Nagy draw up when it comes to stuff like that. This one was an interesting motion. Basically, motion two tight ends over. One hangs out in the backfield. Kind of an offset I formation. And then you get Kelsey to come back over. So it was Carson Steele. That came over. That wasn't another tight end. So essentially you got Kelsey and Steele versus, I believe that's Bud Dupree on the edge over there. Creed Humphrey comes back to save the day. Isn't really able to help with the pressure up the middle. Either way, first down. So I say all that to then let's go back and look specifically at DJ Humphries. I feel like this play has got my football brain going early this morning. But either way, DJ Humphries does his job. Great job right here. Great one-on-one block. Does exactly what he's supposed to do. We will highlight him right here for you. DJ Humphries, solid one-on-one rep. And he did have some really good reps. And this was one of them where back up, boom. Put his hands on him and never get away. And again, another one that I feel like could be kind of close to a hold, but just that veteran, you know what you can get away with and what you can't. He hangs with them as far as he can. Pat gets rid of the ball. If he loses his balance or something right here and pulls, 56 with them or, something of that nature, obviously, easy hold call. So, great job by DJ Humphries, I think, to have the wherewithal to just, it's that veteran, mindset. Shout out Juju, had a big touchdown on Sunday against the Browns. And now, so we got DJ Humphries on the left side by himself. He does have a running back in the backfield to possibly help Mr. Pacheco in the backfield. Oh, no, that is P. Ryan, actually. He gets no help here and absolutely gets torched to the left side. So this is going back to kind of what I talked about on the first play or two, where it seemed like once the Chargers realized just the move to just speed rush around Humphries, that was the move. That's where they were beating him. And Khalil Mack has this angle. He is done. And again, going back to what we saw with Joey Bosa earlier, look at the separation between the two. Get good separation. Boom, just get out there and get past him. And essentially, this is just a race to this spot back here. And DJ Humphries is consistently losing it on last Sunday night. He tries, he gets that big hop step back, tries to get there. Maybe kick out a little bit more. Jawan Taylor does it quite a bit. Let's see on this play how much Taylor's kind of going with. Because even on the other side with Taylor, Taylor does a better job. So this is kind of a good way to show. And shout out to Jawan Taylor. I think Jawan Taylor gets a little bit more hate than he should. Obviously, the penalties need to clean up, but I don't think that he's as bad of a lineman as what a lot of Chiefs fans would lead you to believe to think he is. I mean, this play kind of shows it because you look at the difference between the two. And this is also like a big thing between, the fact that DJ Humphries, this is his first game in Week 14 versus a guy that has played all season long. Jawan Taylor is there. Look at the difference. Jawan Taylor is set. Both hands are kind of around his waist. He's ready to throw, essentially, to get Bosa away. He's ready to hand fight in a very good athletic position versus, knees are bent, like what they tell you in youth sports. Like, getting an athletic stance. That's where Jawan Taylor is right now versus DJ Humphries over here. DJ Humphries is quite the opposite. Like, pointing out these two on the tackles. You got Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, two great pass rushers on both sides of the ball. Both tackles have to be on point. And I think this is really just a tale of DJ Humphries needing time to get, into the offense, get those reps in, get into playing shape. Like, this was a rough game for him to start with the pass rushers that they have. I think he did a pretty good job for the most part. I think that a lot of people would probably lead you to believe otherwise, but next play, this comes, I'll say this is like late second quarter, maybe early third quarter, but sixth drive for the offense, no less. And this one was quite the opposite, right? So the opposite kind of worked on this play, where Khalil Mack said, you know what, I'm just going to kind of fake to the outside and look at that move. It's the slightest of adjustment for Khalil Mack. But right here, still kind of looks like he's doing the same thing. Like they're employing the same strategy where Khalil Mack's just going to try to get to the outside, get to that spot, beat him, and get to Mahomes. Instead, what he's going to do, he's going to come back in and almost just kind of bull rush through on the other side. And now, with Khalil Mack getting the pressure, and now you go back to it's just like, any other thing in the game where it's like, okay, I did this 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, now let me switch it up and fake like I'm going to do that. It's a story as old as time, play, action, pass. You run the ball 4 times in a row on you, I'm running for 5 yards carry. Now let me fake it and go over the top. So right here, I think this is going to give us a better view, a better angle. They do the same thing, essentially, right here. And this was one that I was actually pretty impressed with, which Mahomes has to, scramble and get away. But I do think that he kind of has the time. There's a halfway decent pocket there. I mean, I don't think he's getting a throw out over here, kind of in this area. Again, maybe held on to the ball a little too long. Let's see what the coverage looks like here. No one to really throw to, and the Chargers have a really good defense. I mean, that's part of it, too. The Chargers have a really good defense. So, DJ Humphries does a really good job right here because easily, this could have been, a very quick pressure. Two wily veterans right here because Joe Thuney does an amazing job. And shout out Joe Thuney because he did a great job with Myles Garrett on Sunday. But the switch right here is perfect to see. And, just the understanding, communication, all of these things that you have to have. This is why I am just not worried. Right here, this play. Because this shows that if DJ Humphries can get into football shape by the time the playoffs roll around, if he can be ready, this is a very solid left tackle that the Chiefs will at least be able to smooth over until 2025. We'll see. But right here, easily could have been destroyed on this play. Joe Thuney sees it coming. He lets go of his guy. He goes over to take Khalil Mack. DJ Humphries is able to do a decent enough job on whatever interior lineman that is right there to keep Mahomes in there. He rolls out. Doesn't get a completion, but that was that big pass interference call. So either way, like that play doesn't happen if those two aren't able to kind of pass their guy off and trust the next guy. And I think that probably earned a lot of trust from Thuney, for Humphries from Thuney. Left side again, we got number 70 over here, Mr. DJ Humphries. This one pretty quick pass play. But I felt like DJ Humphries did a good job on this play. Well, I kind of threw it in here. We'll kind of go quick just because it was pretty quick pass play. Again, the level or the amount of separation between Bosa and DJ Humphries, I mean, that's pretty solid distance. Some Chargers kind of like to do in general to try to get that, spacing to get around the edge essentially, and they did a great job. The DJ Humphries all night. I feel like he was getting a little bit better at this point. I feel like the step was better. Obviously, very quick throw. The Chiefs adjusting to not having time. Quick throw on the flat. But I think there would have been a little bit more time there. We're showing progression. I mean, that's the positive part right here, right? Is that I think that play showed progression through the night now that we're getting later in this game. Again, another one that I thought was a fairly decent rep. Another quick pass, but again, kind of showing that we're getting there. And if I believe, and this at this point in the game, I mean, this is even crazier because look at that. Look at how far Bosa is lining up away from the left tackle spot. And, Samaj P. Ryan is out there on that side for a reason. But I think a pretty decent rep right here. Obviously, as I say that, P. Ryan doesn't stay in the backfield there. But again, even just giving the illusion that, hey, we're going to chip and then go. But I do think that he is showing DJ Humphries right here. Even just look at his stance. Look at where he's at now compared to what we saw a little bit earlier in the game. Now he's kind of in an athletic stance. He's at the position. He's ready to go. He's dropped back far enough, deep enough to protect Mahomes from this edge rusher. He's, again, athletic position. Hands are down around the waist, ready to go, ready to hand fight, ready to keep that edge rusher away from his quarterback. So I think we are seeing real-time improvement in this game, from the opening drive to now later in the game. This is the 9th drive by the offense now that we are looking at. And again, they try the kind of switch over there on the left side again on DJ Humphrey and Joe Thuney. And again, it doesn't work. I think a little bit better this time. But again, that separation. I mean, that space. As I was watching the film and, grabbing the clips to break down, I kept kind of like making a note of that. Just thinking like, look at that space. And I thought I'd make it a point to really show that and highlight in that video. And then look at the other side on Jawan Taylor. How much space Khalil Mack has. I mean, you only have 2 interior linemen in here, and then you have guys that are, damn near in the slot as edge rushers. That's tough for a tackle. That's tough for a tackle to get that angle, especially with the speed that, these guys, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, possess to get around. Again, right here, they're just going to kind of switch again. Joey Bosa goes inside, kind of sees it. 52 does a better job. And I think this kind of goes back to the last one because now they're almost like a double team on Joe Thuney. They said, forget Humphries. We're just going to try to bull rush Thuney together. Big play right there. Obviously, that was the final play of that drive. And that was the play that DJ Humphries got hurt on. So I do want to point that out. I don't know where or exactly how it happens. See if he kind of goes down. I don't know, but I'm almost positive that's the last play of this drive. I'm pretty sure that's the play where DJ Humphries went down. And so now this is Wanya Morris. This is our last play last couple of plays we'll look at now. We've got 2 of them with Wanya Morris in the game. So Wanya Morris, we've obviously seen all year. He hasn't done a great job, but he's been the guy that the Chiefs have had to rely on at left tackle. Obviously, they didn't go back to Wanya Morris, although I think he had a couple of really good snaps. This one right here was one of them. And Wanya Morris went out there and, hey, when you lose your job, you're bound to perform a little bit better when you get back out there. And again, I think one thing with DJ Humphries, which is just a timing thing, was him dropping back, right? And Wanya Morris does an amazing job right here, getting that first step. A lot better than what we saw on film last year and earlier this year, I think, honestly. Pat Mahomes gets away. No pressure coming from Wanya Morris' side. I guess it was just this last one. That's why it was split up into 2 clips. But great job by Wanya Morris right here. And I thought that during the game. When I was watching the game, I told somebody in the crowd, I was like, that was kind of bashing Wanya. I was like, man, he's had a couple of good reps, though, like on this last drive. This is the last drive of the game right here. And Wanya Morris, I thought, excellent rep right there. I mean, does a great job. So, either way, if you've made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button for me. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. It is December 16th. We will get to 300 subscribers by 2025. I can almost guarantee that you guys are awesome. And, 95% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed. So just smash that subscribe button for me. It really means a great deal to me. I appreciate it. And, let's go together in this community. Talking Chiefs football, talking football in general, MMA, whatever it is. And right before I get out of here, I did do a film breakdown on Wanya Morris over the offseason. So check that out right here on the screen. Until next time, we'll see you. Go Chiefs.